Hello, and today we are going to make banana bread. I always buy extra bananas so that I can throw some in the freezer. When they start to go bad, this is what I do. I throw them just like this, whole, into the freezer. Then when I'm ready to make banana bread, I pull them out, set them in the sink, and let them thaw. I do that for banana cakes or anything. Just put your bananas in the freezer whole. So what we're going to do, the recipe I'm using today is one that I got out of a church cookbook several years ago. This is the best banana bread recipe that I have tried. Now, usually I will double this recipe, and then I will put a loaf in the freezer to have if you have to take something to a church function or you just want to give an extra loaf away. Bananas all squeezed in there. Perfect. Wash my hands. Now, to the bananas, we are going to add 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, and 1 cup of sugar, we will add 2 eggs that have been lightly beaten. You're just going to mix everything up together at the same time. Then 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. And then I have 1 teaspoon of baking soda and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And I will add those. Now at this point, I will go ahead and start to mix this. Make sure it all gets incorporated really well. Now at this point, you can add some extras in. Today I'm adding 1/4 cup of dried cranberries. We love dried cranberries. You could also add 1/4 cup of nuts. Chocolate chips are always a big hit. I have also added with the banana, peanut butter chips would be really good for a peanut butter banana bread. I've also added raisins before, or blueberries. Blueberries are wonderful with the banana bread. So there's all sorts of mix-ins that you can put with your bread. Now I'm just going to give that a quick little toss. And now the bread will be ready. I have a 9-inch loaf pan that I have already sprayed with a baking spray that has a little bit of flour in it, so you don't have to do the separate flour with the oil. So we will, as you can tell, I like red. I have a lot of red and a lot of Pioneer Woman in here. Give this a good little toss in the mixing bowl. And then we will go ahead and put it in the pan. Usually when I do 2 loaves, I make sure that I do not have any nuts in one of them because one of our neighbors their daughter is allergic to nuts, and I do share things with them often. They're really good neighbors. So I will share with them. Now, when I share with them, what I will do in order to know which one probably didn't have nuts in it is that I would sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon sugar that I keep in a little jar that my dad gave me one time. I will sprinkle some of that on top of the loaf that goes to them so that I can remember which one does not have nuts. Okay, so here is our loaf of bread. It is ready to go into the oven. Now this will go into a 325-degree oven, which mine hasn't quite reached that yet. And it will bake for roughly 45 to 50 minutes. Now, if you do decide to double this recipe, you would need to bake the 2 loaves for about an hour and 15 minutes, checking them after an hour, and then resetting your timer every 5 minutes. But I've found that it averages an hour and 15 minutes. So we will put this in the oven. I'll let it bake, and then I'll be back to show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so we are back with the banana bread. It ended up cooking around 51 minutes. So my bananas may have been a little bigger than normal. Could have made it take a little longer. But about 50 minutes, and it came out of the pan just beautifully. So there is our loaf. And I will slice off a piece so you can see what that's going to look like. It is just beautiful. You can see the little bit of cranberries that are in that piece. So with that, I'm going to put a little piece of butter on this. And I'm going to enjoy a little snack. Come back for the next video. We're going to try to make some bulk pie crust. Thanks. Have a great day.